We have a situation also which what we call is stacking, where if somebody doesn't agree to accept a plea agreement, then what ends happening is the prosecutor punishes them by adding charges and adding charges and adding charges. There's a guy out of Ashburn who stole tires from 6 cars. Total 24 tires. He was doing it because he had a opiate addiction. He's selling the tires. They catch him. 6 grand larceny charges, 6 grand larceny with the intent to sell, and also 6 destruction of property. They bring him before a jury. The jury has to do what the jury has to do, which is follow the law. They find him guilty of all 18. Jury makes a recommendation of 132 years for this person, right? That's a recommendation. He goes in front of the judge. The judge gives him 17 years to serve. And this is one of the cases that really just made me blow my mind, that I was just like, this can't be our normalcy anymore. When you look at the cost, to house somebody in our local adult detention center, it's $66,000 a year. To house them at the Department of Corrections is $25,000. So if we take the cheap rate, $475,000 to take a drug addict out of our community for stealing tires at 17 years of his life. What can I do with $475,000? I'm a businesswoman. I've run my own practice for 25 years. I can't take lumps of $475,000 out of our tax base and toss them like that, because you know what? It affects our school. We have a school budget of $1.3 billion. That's only because that's what's available in the tax base. Roads, officers, mental health counselors, programs, those all come from that large pot that if we keep chipping away at it and wasting it by wasting our money, by putting people away that don't necessarily need to be away, or putting them away for periods of incarceration that is excessive, that takes away from our community, because we can't do that. Also this, what happens after 17 years? Where's that person going? Right? Back to our community. They're now 17 years older, not any 17 years more skilled or nothing like that, so that's what we have to be able to look at is, what is it costing us? One of the things that I'm going to change in that office is that when we speak to a judge and we speak to a jury, we're going to tell them how much the cost is. So if you want to lock this person up, you're going to know it's $25,000 a year. So you as a juror, if you say 17 years or 100 years is fine, you're going to know what the cost is. But it's not going to be in this blind vacuum where there's no fiscal accountability as to what we're doing. Within that office, there's also going to be an integrity unit. And that's based on the fact that what we need to do is we need to make sure that that office is held accountable as to what are they doing. Because how are we treating our victims? How are we treating our witnesses? How are we treating, our community, as including those who are convicted? How are we treating them? Are we doing the right thing? Because a prosecutor is supposed to have this. It's supposed to have the ability to be able to always seek justice, right? And that is a loyalty that it has to every person involved in the system. And if we don't have that, that makes the system not appropriate for us as a community.